Good evening. Good evening. Monday. I'm waiting for Chris to show up. She's in the other room making her coffee. Good evening, Serena, Vicky. How are you? Thomas, how's it going? Caitlin, how are you? Nicole, Kathy, how's everybody doing? Monday night, cold. Laura, Sally Busher, John McGinnis. Got everybody here. Sharon, Francis, Karen, Nancy, Karen, another Karen, Elaine, Barbara. Hello, Barbara. How are you? Linda, Mike, Christopher. How's everybody doing? Just waiting for Chris to get in here. Tracy, how are you? So, before we make the announcement, I'll talk about some other stuff first. Celine, Mark, how you doing? Joe, what's up? Eric, how are you? Vicky, boy, everybody's on tonight, huh? Emily, how you doing? So, we're going to make an announcement, another event in a little bit. Before that, we'll talk a little bit about, hey, David, how you doing? We'll talk a little bit about the live stream investigation and some other stuff. We're also going to post the link again whenever Chris gets around to joining us. Hello, Brenda. So you guys can join us in the conversation if you have any questions, anything you want to talk about, any paranormal experiences you had. Allison, how are you? Yeah, I saw that too. Hey, Heather. Live stream was great. Thank you. Yeah, somebody brought up the Kindred Spirit episode. I was getting a lot of messages. Hey, Kelly, how are you? I was getting a lot of messages when it was on. I didn't even know it was on. Hey, Marissa. And people were messaging me, and I didn't know it was on, but I was getting people taking screenshots and stuff and sending them to me. That was cool. That was the Kindred Spirit episode from Liberty Hall, which factors into the announcement we're going to make soon, by the way. Hey, Lindsay, how are you? That was, again, fun experience, different. We'd never done anything. Hey, John, how are you? We'd never done anything with one of the paranormal shows. Hey, Luann. So, it was different for us experiencing that and going through that. Hey, Cindy, how are you? Hey, Brent. So, yeah, we talked all about that episode, and we were there for 2 days filming. It was fun, good time, and I was happy the way it turned out. Could have been better, could have been worse, I guess. There's our co-star.
Your tea, sir.
Better late than never.
That's because I made him tea.
Hello, David. Hello, Jen. So, the live stream from Saturday night was from Camp Evans. Hey, Jen. How are you? Great episode. Wow, really? I didn't think it was a great episode. I thought it was a good episode, but great. Okay. Live stream from Camp Evans was fun. We thought we were going to investigate one cottage, that one first building where we started. We literally thought that's where we were going to spend 2.5 hours, whatever it was, 3 hours. But prior to starting the investigation, we met with the people who run the museum part of it, and they were like, hey, you could go in here, you could go in here, you could go in here. And we didn't get to another place that they told us.
Actually, we didn't get to 3 different places.
Yeah, the one place they said something was thrown at them, a clipboard or something. So we didn't even get into that place. So
it was too much to cover.
We that's another investigation for another time. But we had a good time, being together and doing new places. It's always fun doing new places that we haven't done anymore, which we're going to be doing this weekend too.
That if
more time. We're not doing a 7-hour investigation. We're not Kalani. We're not going to be like 4 nights in one building. No friggin' way. That guy's nuts. 3 hours is about the max for any live stream. After that, we are done, man. Speaking of Kalani, that was he texted me. He really enjoyed the discussion / interview that we did. He said he got a lot of great feedback from it. And yeah, we've been on a tear as far as the live streams. Creeper Gallery, live at a building. Then we did the Kalani investigation, and then we did another live stream, and away and a go. But yeah, people seem to enjoy that interview. And I know, he has a huge following, but I know you guys probably never heard of him. So it was cool to introduce you guys to him, and us to his audience too. Um, yeah, so we had a good time at the live stream. My favorite part of that whole thing was probably the attic of the cottage. Hey, Fred.
Hey, Fred.
As well as the first communication room that we went in. Hey, Pam. The room where they had all the communication equipment. Lots of good stuff in that room.
Actually, the interesting thing I want to point out about that is yeah, we were getting some activity, and you could tell when you walked in there that place was active. But being that it was the communication room with all of the different devices and the different groups communicating back and forth, when you brought out the spirit box, I think it went into overdrive.
Cool. Donna Marion, how are you?
Hey, Donna.
Really enjoyed meeting Kalani. Yeah, Kalani's awesome. I'm looking forward to maybe doing some stuff with him and having him at the expo, of course. And he was talking about Kalani, amazing. I brought him we talked about us being on his TikTok and doing some more stuff together. So it was cool to impress him, and he impressed us a lot too.
Yeah, very logical individual.
So the big announcement. We'll make it now because I know a lot of people. There's 81 people watching, and we're not going to hold you hostage until the end. Maybe we should. I know people are like, this is like 80 people watching, which is kind of high, but okay. Rather than make you sit it out to the end, we know the people that watch us all the time, they'll stick with us and they'll listen to all the stuff from now to the end. But for you guys that are just watching on to see what the announcement is that
we're getting a puppy.
There's a joke in there somewhere. We're getting a puppy. Hold on, I can hear them laughing.
Happening.
I hear them laughing I hear them laughing. Was able to watch the whole interview. Awesome. Yeah, it was a really good interview. The big announcement is that I've been hinting and alluding to an event at Liberty Hall.
A special event
at Liberty Hall that's coming up. God, it's going to be back to back things that we're doing. And I'll show you and I'll tell you about that event. I got to show you this thing right here. There it is. Believe it or not, we are on the bottom of that poster there. May 5th and 6th, 2023. Adam Berry, Kindred Spirits. You guys were just talking about Kindred Spirits. We will be joining Adam for an event. Am I over here? I'm over here. We will be joining Adam for an event at the Liberty Hall Museum, which includes the museum itself, the big giant mansion, as well as the Carriage House, which is awesome, which is in poster number 2. That's the Carriage House back there. Hey, look, we're both in the shot too. Hey. Can I point the right way? That way. That's the Carriage House there, which is also cool. Both buildings. Oh, I gotta get rid of that. What'd you make me do?
Nothing.
Both buildings are really active. Again, featured on the Kindred Spirits that everybody's talking about. Mm-hmm. Same buildings. This time Adam's going to be with us. We're going to be, it's going to be a joint type of thing. Adam is going to be doing a meet and greet first. I know there's 2 different packages. You could come for just to meet Adam and hear his lecture and go through the tour of the museum. That's during the day. You could do that. I forget what the window was for that. And then there's going to be 2 VIP investigations that are 2.5 hours each. So there'll be 1 2.5 hour investigation. I can't remember the times are on the poster. We're going to be sharing the link that he just shared. He's going to advertise it. The tickets are available on Eventbrite. We'll be sharing that as well. But that's May 5th and 6th, Friday and Saturday nights. We're going to be at Liberty Hall with Adam, and we're going to be part of the ghost hunt as well. So Adam will be doing his part, we'll be doing our part, and it should be a really, really, really cool event. We had talked to Adam a few times about doing something at Liberty Hall, Liberty Hall, because he really enjoyed the episode. He really enjoyed the building. They both did, Adam and Amy, and we had been going back and forth for a little while about doing an event, possibly doing an event there, ever since we did the episode. So this came up. It was a really good opportunity for us to be part of that event and to be there with Adam. And it's going to be cool. So May 5th and 6th, I'll post it. I'll share the event from his page, and the Eventbrite tickets will be available. You know, during the day, if you want to come just to meet Adam and hang out with him for a bit and hear his lecture, you could do that. If you want to do both, you want to do the meet and greet and then do one of the ghost hunts either day, you could do that. Like I said, it's Friday night, Saturday night. It's going to be fun.
Asking how can they sign up?
Well, this is what I'm saying, that I'll share the link. I got to find it from his social media, and I'll share the Eventbrite link so that you guys can go right to that page and purchase a ticket. This is a fundraising event. Adam wanted to be part of that. We kind of, when we were talking to him, we mentioned that what we do there, and Adam was really on board with doing the fundraising event for Liberty Hall Museum. And it's a fundraising event. So not only will you be meeting Adam and hearing the lecture and doing the ghost hunt with us and with him, you'll also be supporting Liberty Hall, you know, and their programs and the mansion and the upkeep and all that good stuff. So that's the big announcement.
And real quick before John moves on to anything else, is the really cool thing about Liberty Hall, that if you and people who have come and done ghost investigations with us, everything in the building is historically to the building and owned by the family. There's nothing that's brought in, nothing reproduced, nothing collected from somewhere. Everything that is in the mansion through the different centuries that the family's been there is all 100% from the family. The decor, the dishware that they change after the different holidays, the kids' toys. I mean, we could go on and on and on. Everything is original, and that is very uniquely different.
So you want to post the link that I texted you. So if anybody wants to join us, if anybody has any questions, there it is right there, New Jersey Paranormal. If you have any kind of topic that you want to discuss, any questions, any paranormal experiences, we're, you know, as we go here, we could share them. We could talk about lots of different things. Somebody right here, I just wanted to read their comment here. Sherry Lynn says, appreciate the time and trouble you go into sharing with us. We do that with everything that we do. We do that with the expo, the New Jersey Para Unity Expo. Where the both of us are on there usually when there's an update or when there's information that we need to pass to everyone. We'll do it live. We'll do it in person so that people know who we are. You know, we're New Jersey Paranormal. We're the organizers of the expo. So these are the people that you're talking to when you send messages about New Jersey Paranormal, about the expo. We're here. You know, this is the way it should be. And sharing in a community with the people that follow us, hopefully new people, as well as the people that have been with us forever. It's what we do. It's what we love to do. That's why we're in this field. Hey, Dana, how are you? So that's the big announcement for May 5th and 6th. I will post the link probably after this live stream with the Eventbrite link so that you can go to the page and you can buy the tickets. I'm not sure what the cutoff is for the ghost hunts. I kind of have an idea, but I'm not sure. I know they're not going to be jam-packed, overcrowded from what I've heard. So that should be cool. Again, to be able to ghost hunt with Adam for you guys, and you know, you'll be with us at different times too. I think you're going to see a real different type of event there, because we've never really did a ghost hunt with Adam, so we have no idea what to expect there. I'm sure he won't let us abuse him like we did Ben from Channel 11, where we, although Adam might be into that because he does the state thing on his show and everything. So, I mean, Adam might be into doing that too, doing some different
Hey,
types of experiments, you know.
maybe.
But that's the big announcement, May 5th and 6th. It literally trying to ease into doing events was nearly impossible because the number of events that we're announcing and that we're working on. There's so much more that's coming up
Yeah.
after. I'm only into May. I've got June, July, August, September. I got all the way through December events, and we're actually meeting with a location next Wednesday that could be put into the mix. That's a really cool building in Jersey that's got some really interesting stories, and it's huge. This building's huge. So there's going to be more events and announcements, but the ones that I have announced so far is the February 4th, which is sold out. That's Dr. W.M. Robinson and Clark. That's sold out. The first Liberty Hall event with just us, February 18th, that's sold out. I didn't kind of announce them in order for a reason. I announced the Dustin Parry, Cody Satori event at the Mine for May 13th. That's also a meet and greet type of daytime thing, investigation at night. Tickets are still available for the Ghost Hunt. Not a whole lot, but there's still tickets available for that. The meet and greet, we can fit plenty of people for that.
And Destin will be taking his own people for a ghost hunt, so that's inclusive. It's not just a meet and greet with him; he's ghost hunting along with us.
Yeah,
so
I said it's the same type of thing.
Yeah,
it's a meet and greet during the day with Cody Satori, Dustin. They're going to have some of the haunted objects there, but at night is the meet and greet with the ghost hunt. So there's two different things for that as well. March 18th, I announced, which was the Van Horn, and that went really, really quick. I sent the link out to a bunch of people. I put it up and just gone. So that went real quick, which again, we were talking about doing the Mine before the Cody Satori Dustin event. We wanted to go in there in maybe March, end of February, but we said beginning of March. So I just announced the March 4th Sterling Hill Mine event, which if you haven't been there, again, and you don't want to pay the price for the VIP Dustin Cody Satori thing, if you want to do it sooner with us, then that's the event you want to come to, 7:30 to 11:30. March
this place
4th.
Does not disappoint. That the Mine is so unique. You get whistling. We did a tour, an impromptu tour with a friend of John's, and we were in there for 2 minutes, and he did something in the Mine and immediately got responses and completely freaked out his friend. Like, he could not believe the instantaneous reaction.
Well, literally, there are a few places where like EVPs are on tap, if there is such a thing. But that place, we stopped and did one EVP session of 3 or 4 questions, and 2 of them got responses. It was like, we're not making this up, because this person was there and he was just like, yeah, can we try that stuff? And I said, sure, we'll stop right here where we've got EVPs before, and bam, EVPs. Mm-hmm. So if you've never been, or if you've been before, I don't think the Mine ever gets old. Sterling Hill Mine in Oxenburg, New Jersey. You're not only in the Mine, but you're in the 2 other buildings. The office building, Bill, the director, was telling us that it's still real active. They're hearing footsteps. Nobody wants to sleep in the downstairs area where they let people sleep. Great place.
They were actually working on a trailer outside of where people, if they're coming to visit or whatever, that want to stay there, that know the people at the Mine that work there, they're working on that trailer, because they will not go into the offices. They won't go into the other buildings to stay over. They're going to stay in the special trailer that they brought in.
And that's kind of what I'm talking about. Deb,
yeah,
who we know, Deb's a friend of ours. Deb's been on many events, many at the Mine. And one particular time, for whatever reason, she had a crazy experience where a shadow figure ran up on her. And Deb had been there before, and it didn't happen. So again, you never know what could happen from one time to another. There's no way to predict that. So that's March 4th. Again, that's I need to put all these on the event page. I'm just making the videos, but I'm going to put them on the website. I'm going to add them to the event page. Please sign up. I didn't read that one. Okay. Let's see. Got my first. So I want to talk about, as I segue into this one too. Tomorrow night we're um, definitely going to the Creeper Gallery again. Donna, I know you're watching. Uh, we're going to go there again. We're going to do another live investigation tonight. Tomorrow night, starting probably 7:30 again. I want to put a 2 hour cap on this thing this time because I don't want to go 2.5, 3 hours again, but you get so into it and the objects are just so different, and you get so engaged. So tomorrow night, we will be back at the Creeper Gallery, trying to do 3 new objects. I've seen the pictures of Donna post. She sends them to me all the time. So, we'll try to pick out 3 new objects and work with them, and you never know. But so that's tomorrow night, 7:30. I'll post that. If you want to watch that, again, if you're watching on YouTube now, you can watch it on YouTube. If you want to watch it here, you watch it here. For those of you who are kind of new to this page and our live stream,
Hey, Wendy.
We investigate haunted objects live from a place called the Creeper Gallery in New Hope, Pennsylvania. Awesome store run by our good friend Donna Marion, who is a brilliant artist. You see all her artwork, and Madame Clara, her partner, in the front section of the store. But the back room, the red room, is filled with haunted objects. We go in there once a week, whenever, every couple of weeks, and we pick out 2 or 3 items and we investigate them live to try to talk to whatever spirits might be attached to them, let them tell their stories, see if they'll share anything with us and see if we could help them, and just trying to gauge the level of activity as well, because people do buy these objects.
Yeah.
We know a lot of them now. People that are following us are buying these objects, and it's just like, okay, at least they have a video where they could kind of see what could happen. But that leads me into my next thing that I wanted to talk about here. I know I'm moving rapid fire here. Kelly, our friend Kelly. Kelly, if I could pronounce your last name, I would. I would butcher it, though, if I even tried.
I wish you would if she click on. Come on.
Well.
Or. Hey, Tim.
So Kelly will be the story of Monica, the urn, and the ashes that we've spoken about before. I don't want to get too much into it now because we're going to be doing something there that I'm going to be talking about in a minute. Kelly has officially shipped the urn back to Texas to Monica's family. So there should be a reunion, and I'm sure, again, we're going to be following up with this in a big way. What we're going to do, and we're kind of talking about it now, is that we're going to have a whole kind of live stream special in which we tell the whole story front to back, beginning to end, with all the people that were involved in the story. Monica's family member who the ashes are being sent to, Donna Marion, of course, who acquired it. How did that happen? Kelly, who again takes that story and moves it forward in a big way. Again, that this is, you think of haunted objects and people, think of them in terms of just objects, and they're not. If you really do believe in quote unquote haunted objects and attachments, then like I said before, you're not looking at the object, you're looking at the person that's attached to it. And every person's different. Every life is different. They have family members. They've lived lives, short or long. Things happen to them, good or bad. And this is the way you have to approach them and talk to them. And again, this story started for me when I saw this urn in the Creeper Gallery, and I don't want to get too far into it. And we read Monica, her name, and we read about the terrible things that happened to her, but that was this much of the story is the investigation that you saw.
Yeah.
Chris and I did, and then Tanya and I did. There was so much that happened before that, with Donna becoming involved, and then after that with Kelly purchasing them and getting so many more people involved. And we're going to try to tell that whole entire story the best way we can with everyone involved on the live stream. So it'll basically be, okay, the story started here, the details of Monica and her life, intimate family member being on, telling more of the story that you may not have heard, Kelly sharing more of the story that you may not have heard. And I think it's going to be really, it's going to sound like Hollywood from beginning to end, but it's very, very real, very real. And
I think very emotional. I think it touches people in a lot of ways.
Yeah, into what we're hoping will be a very, very happy ending. So something to look forward to as we go forward. There's a lot of things going on, with New Jersey Paranormal, with me personally, that I don't want to talk about, but there's some stuff I need to get through for me personally, that's kind of front and center in my brain, and once hopefully that is comes out the best possible way, I could then really jump in and start doing these other things. But for now, like, this with Kelly, I need to interview the person over the phone, the cousin, and we need to work out how to do that. But for the next day or two or three, my brain is on something very, very personal, and that could affect me in a very positive way or not so positive way. So that's front and center for me. So we're going to move forward. This is something we're planning, something that is going to happen. And again, when we do announce it and we do have it, Armand will be involved as well. I forgot to mention Armand Ejidi. I hope I don't butcher your last name, Armand. Armand is the medium that we've had on here with the Creeper Gallery. He read a few items and we interviewed him. Armand's an amazing medium. Impressed the hell out of me when it came to working with haunted objects when I first met him, when Kelly introduced me. Armand's legit 100% the real deal. So you're going to hear parts of Armand reading, the ashes and his interaction with Monica's family as well. So it really is going to be probably a 2 hour, hour and a half, just
there's a lot.
Whole big story.
There's a lot. That's kind of really a interesting question. Do you think loved ones stay with their urns if not interred?
So again, that's something to look forward to down the road a bit. It's going to take a while to put it together, to get everybody on the same page as far as what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. And then we'll make the announcement of when that story is going to be told. And I really, hey, speak of the devil, Armand, you really must be psychic. Armand's right there. How you doing, Armand? We were just singing your praises. Armand, again, friend of ours. I sound like again mafia guy, but Armand really is impressive. And as a person, Armand is just a good, kind-hearted person, funny, but as a medium, very, very talented, very, very talented. And again, I've seen it firsthand, and that's the only way I believe. You guys know that. I got to see it. And Armand definitely impressed the hell out of me from the minute I met him. I'm sorry. So what was that question again that you were saying?
The question was, and it's interesting because Armand's on now, do you think loved ones stay with their urns if it's not interred?
In what?
Interred. Interret. I don't understand what that
I don't know
what he means by that.
We gotta look that one up. But I don't know if they stay with their urn. It's sort of like asking if a spirit stays with their grave marker, at their headstone in the spot that they were buried. I don't necessarily think that they
buried.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that they stay all the time in that spot or with, like, my mom's urn is literally right across from me. Like I could reach out and carry it over here in 2 seconds. Um, I think that I could speak to my mother again with the urn being, I don't think I need the urn to speak to my mother, but I think again, like any other sort of channeling type of thing, I think with the urn being there, if it's not in this case of Monica, with Monica's urn, I do think she was around it. Do I think she's permanently attached to it? I don't know if I would say that, but I do believe you can channel the spirit in by, but I think you could do that with any personal item of the person as well, if it really meant a lot to them. That's my opinion.
I think with the thing about ashes, because it was the vessel of where the spirit and the soul was with the person, the individual. I think we like to think that that person is attached to it. But there's another side for me is because my daughter's ashes, my other daughter has them because they were like this. And I knew for her healing and her well-being, she needed those ashes to be with her. She needed the remains of her sister to be with her to deal with what she needed to. And so I let them go as soon as we got them to her. I personally do not think, I think my daughter Krista comes and goes where she's needed for each one of us. Do I think that there's the attachment to it when it's, I think because we emote I think we transfer our feelings onto something that creates what we get back. Like, because they're the ashes of our loved one and we're emoting those feelings when we look at them or we talk to them, that we bring them into us, kind of type of thing. So that's kind of like my feeling about it. Definitely.
I agree.
But I think it's easier for them to come to something that they were associated with, what they're part of.
And I agree with Kelly as well. It's kind of an interesting way to put it. Bus stops, you know,
that's a good way to say it.
Because, and I think there's a lot of those. Someone had told me a story, and I'm not going to mention the name of the person, but it's a friend of ours, another Italian thing, about a particular lake that was important to their family, and how they would all go up there and ashes were spread in the lake or by the lake. And I think places like that in particular are more apt to have a feeling of,
so basically
of
have
presence.
a better connection.
I just think
reception.
I just think, yeah, I think there's just something again in that space where it's just maybe even the feeling of comfort of just them just being there. I think, places like that kind of hold that. You know what I mean?
Too. I think it's like with anything. Dale asked a really good question. Is it disrespectful to try to communicate using equipment?
No, I don't think so.
I think what's disrespectful is
it depends on the way in which you try to communicate. I should say that. Kathy says, I was told that my husband checks in once in a while. I believe that 100%, Kathy, 100%. But yeah, it's the method in which you choose to communicate that can be seen as disrespectful. Here's the, we bring this question up a lot, and it's worth asking. And in the paranormal field, there are things that really are the same but different. And again, it is your moral compass. It is about things that seem like they're in bad taste. It is about
also your religion, your beliefs.
Yeah, but the way in which you approach and communicate. For example, you could go to a place that, let's say, a massacre happened during the Civil War. Soldiers were, Gettysburg. Soldiers were killed and lots of people were dying, and beer and booze. I like that one. we were, you could go to that place and you could investigate, right? And people don't look at it in the way that they would if you went to 9/11, to the Trade Center, and then you tried to investigate over there. A little more recent, there are living family members all around, that would find that probably disrespectful. Some may not, but even if one did find it disrespectful, then you have to respect.
Yeah, there has to be a sensibility to what you're doing.
But there really is no difference between the two. Between in theory, there is no difference between investigating and trying to communicate with spirits from 200 years ago and there is with someone who was killed in a car accident yesterday. There really, in theory, is no difference between the two. So, and I know that people will look at it that way because it's new and it just happened and you seem like a
Well,
fool.
but I'm gonna say.
Let me, before you, for a medium, that's not seen as disrespectful. No offense, Armand. It is not disrespectful for someone to have immediately lost someone and to see a medium in order to try to commune with them and get messages from them.
Right.
But as a paranormal researcher and investigator, if you were to go into that same house where that person died of a heart attack the day before with equipment, some people may look at that. If, again, the family gave you permission, even if they did or if they didn't, it would still be looked upon completely different by the masses as it would a medium to do it as opposed to a paranormal researcher investigator.
And what I was going to say to the fact is that immediately after John had posted about my daughter's passing, people did reach out to me and wanted to, hey, I got messages. And there's the human side of that. Unless someone is seeking that from someone, when you are solely dealing with the trauma of a loss, you're not there here to receive that message or to have that. So I think that's where the shocker of people reacting to people who go out and do this immediately after someone's death. And I agree with you, totally different thing if I were to go seek it for myself. But having someone approach me, or many people approach me right on the heels of her death when I'm still trying to deal with one, I think, and I'm using myself as an example, that's where the duality of insensitivity might come in and why people look on it a little differently. But on the same token, I've seen individuals who this one woman who lost a father, a husband, and a son all in a week of each other. And it just devastated her, and she wanted answers, and she turned to mediums. And I actually put her with someone who was very compassionate, very generous as a human being, connecting and saying to her, I think things are too muddied right now for you. I don't think you're ready for that message. How about no charge either? I'm going to say that, no charge. Here's my private number. Maybe give it a little bit, maybe seek some grief counseling. Because this one, when I say this one was devastated, she was completely destroyed. And this person was smart enough to know that this person wasn't ready for whatever needed to happen. And maybe the emotions of her were blocking what needed to come. And she contacted her, I'd say about a month or two later, and she talked to her and helped her heal.
Armand, they're asking about getting ratings from you. So if you don't mind, if you could post your website in the comment section so that if people weren't interested, because a lot of people are asking. So maybe you could just post your website there so people could reach out to you or whatever you want to post in order for people to.
Luann asked a good question.
Oh, Kelly just posted it. I wonder if I don't know if I could copy and paste that.
Luann said, how do you feel about scary events at places that were so awful, like asylums?
That's a really, really tough one. Okay. Me personally. Now, again, this is personally, and I'm not saying my views or opinion are the same as everyone else's, because I know they're not. This is an individual feeling thing. And I know these places are going to hate me. That will probably never be. I think it's disrespectful to have a quote unquote haunted house when people dressed up and doing that in a place like that. Just personally.
So not investigations, just dressing up.
People dressing up and jumping out and scaring people and all that thing. It's just me. I don't know why I can't.
Have you ever liked that type of entertainment? I'm asking, have you ever liked that type of entertainment?
No, I didn't, but it's not about me liking that level. It's about me just finding it really, really strange for people to do it in those type of places. I get the atmosphere. I get it sets a really scary tone and everything. But again, if we're going in there trying to communicate with spirits just because we're okay, well, you might want to communicate with them, interact with them. I don't know, it's a little different for me to have people dress up, and I don't know. It's me personally. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Me personally, I don't really like it.
But do you think, I wonder if you actually like that type of entertainment,
You could
if
do
you're
that in a
you would
circus tent.
still
You
you'd
could
still
do
feel
it
the
in a
same.
yeah.
Yeah.
You could do it anywhere else. It doesn't have to be in an old
But it
abandoned
doesn't have that
hospital or anything.
vibe to could be the
I
most
don't know. See,
scariest,
I'm
like,
different because okay, hypothetically, I'm not gonna say my mom, but hypothetically, my father, who I didn't care about. Let's say I did care about him, and he passed away in a hospital along with so many other people. Um, I get the paranormal researcher, um, people going in there and trying to communicate with who's ever there in any way that they can. One thing, but what I want, you know, a guy dressed up with a fake saw and blood all over them and
no,
stuff in the room that I know my mother passed in.
no,
Mm.
no.
Again, that's just me because
And
I'm wired.
and I'll be very honest, that's my personal opinion, but I've never, and I, for full disclosure, I've never liked that type of entertainment. I'm not the type of person that likes somebody jumping out and somebody doing that kind of stuff ever.
Here's something I wanted to bring up real quick too, and I'd love to get Armand's opinion or anybody's opinion on this. You're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. We were at Camp Evans, and we're doing our walkthrough with the people that are taking us and letting us in all these different buildings. And we were told a story, and I hope if the person, if you're watching, if you see this and you follow us, I apologize now, but um, we were told that one of the people doing a museum tour, as you go through and tour the different areas of the Info Age building and the different parts of the museums and stuff, because they have all different rooms. We were told that this one person called the day after the tour and said they were a medium and that there was a lot of spirits there, some demonic, and that they cleared the entire site, the entire building. Now, after they told the people that we deal with this, there was weird stuff that started to happen, including they have those two humidifiers or something in the basement. A pipe burst, not that it's a coincidence, maybe a coincidence. A pipe burst flooded the whole basement, ruined these two giant humidifiers that they had. We were hearing things that we hadn't heard before, radio banging noises in different areas that we had never heard before. So we were kind of, saying that, in certain cases,
Do they create the pro?
can you make it worse? Yes, 100%. You can make it worse. 100%. You can make it worse. Now, whatever this person did or didn't do, maybe she was making up stories. Maybe she did have some kind of abilities. Maybe she didn't. But I think unless you're asked to do it by the site or by family members or whatever, you don't take it upon yourself to do wacky stuff in a building that you're walking through. I just don't think you do that because you can make things a hell of a lot
Well,
worse.
especially if it's somebody who doesn't know
And
what
that's
they're
what
doing.
Armand just said. I'm going to put that
That
up.
I agree, Armand.
Bingo.
You hit it on
Bingo,
the head.
bingo, bingo. I put it right up there. Permission needs to be granted. You don't take it upon yourself if you're a medium or whatever. And I cleanse the building. Well, again, from what we experienced when we were there, stuff may have gotten worse. I mean, and they weren't dealing with any issues like that before. So I'm curious to see what they experienced this week. I'm sure we're going to talk to them, but
yeah, we'll see what comes of the whole thing.
But when they told me this, I was just like, wait, she said what now? Oh, that she cleansed the whole building and got rid of everything.
Gloria and Pat were talking across, and Gloria, they all heard the message from the woman saying that she had done it. And Pat had said. He goes, "Oh God, that's great. Now we're gonna have a flood downstairs or whatever." And it just happened to be the next day they did. It was like coincidence, or was it just like the mocking, or you just never know. But Kelly said about in October that nope, I'm going to a haunted house with her in October. No, Kelly. The last time I did a haunted event and I took my daughters, they wanted to go so bad, I ended up punching a clown in the face. So I don't do those things anymore at all, ever, for any reason. I don't like them. So I stay out of them so I don't hurt people. And I don't get hurt.
Okay, let's get back to the subject matter now. Again, this is John's job here.
She put that up there.
Well, there's a lot of comments up there. Let's see some of the other comments, shall we? Yes, my grandfather and his mother.
Talking about when people pass away, that loved ones come and get them. Everybody's going back and forth about that.
That's okay. You want to again go down the rabbit hole. I never believed that that whole thing about, because I'm not religious. I believe in a higher being of some kind. I guess all this had to be created somehow, some way. I guess the universe and everything like that. But loved ones coming. It sounded like a good fairy tale, and it's funny because we're working with a guy who's very religious, strong and stout in his beliefs, the Bible and everything like that. And this guy, we could talk to him, and he doesn't take offense to anything. Whenever I say,
very open.
I know you believe because it's in a book. I just don't believe because I don't believe a lot of stuff in that book. So it sounds like, again, for me personally, I don't want to get too far down a religious thing, but it could be stories that have been passed down. What do I know? But anyway, the thing about spirits welcoming people that are passing, to me, in theory, it always seemed like the best thing imaginable. You know what I mean? Like if that were true, I wish it were, because I would take such comfort in knowing that when it's my time, that my mom and whoever else that I've known, is kind of welcoming me and showing me that it's going to be okay. And, we're going whatever we're doing. And that would be great. But did I believe that? I thought it was just a great story. But we were just talking about this the other day. My mom, towards the end, probably the last year of her life, my mom wasn't real sick. My mom got COVID and she passed. So my mom wasn't real sick the last year of her life. She was still, with it for the most part. I would go in there on certain days, and I talked about this before, and my mom would be talking to someone. And I'd peek my head in the room. My mom's completely deaf too, since I could remember. And she'd be talking and talking and talking and talking. I didn't hear anybody else talking. And I'd look around the corner, and there she was sitting, talking to this person. Hey, Satori. Talking to this person, looking at them across the room. And my mom could read lips like you couldn't believe it. Ma, who are you talking to? And I had a big smile on my face. And she'd go, oh, so-and-so is here visiting me. And it was someone that I knew from our past who had been gone a long time. And I'm like, so I look over to where she's pointing, and then she would go, you remember John? This is my son, John. You remember him? And I look back over there again, and I'd smile at her, and I'm just like, you think they're here, Ma? She's like, you don't believe me? I'm like, if you say it's true, Ma, I believe you. If you say they're here. And she would do that on and off. It didn't happen all the time, but it happened at least 3 to 4 times where she said people who had passed had come and brought their kids to visit, and they were talking about this, and she would tell me the whole entire conversation. And I would think, again, as a skeptic, I would think, if it's true, great, wonderful. I'm happy for her. And if spirits are able to do that, then wonderful. Even if it's not true and it's something that Alzheimer's, dementia, whatever you call it, then if it's comforting to her to believe that,
but
then that's great too.
It's not just family members coming through. I think that there are certain things that happen during that phase, that changeover, where you're changing from one existence and transforming into something else that we can't comprehend. My mother was talking to different people too. I took care of her the last year of her life, and the worse she got, the more they're seeing. But not only that, she would sit and point and say, "Oh, do you see that cute bunny over there? Oh my God, did you just like?" There were things that brought joy or made her happy or just gave that sense of peace and warmth, and like, and it was raining out, and she was like, "Oh, it's such a beautiful. Look at how bright it is. Look at the bunny over there. Oh my God, do you see?" And do you hear the birds, and just like, and I think for that, it's more than just loved ones greeting us. I think there's that whole,
It's part of the transition.
yeah, there's that whole welcoming, that feeling, that, and I am not religious. I'm an extremely faithful person. I have very strong beliefs in certain things, and for me, I do think when that time comes, there's more to it.
Well,
that gives warmth and gives comfort.
I was again listening to this interview of an ex football player who passed and came back, and he said the same thing. He said, if we all knew what that felt like, none of us would have any fear when our time came. That it, was a loving, welcoming feeling, and all the crap that we carry with us was just kind of gone. So, yeah. Again, these are the big questions that are out there that, when it's our turn, we're going to know. Can't tell you how many stories I've heard, things like this happening. We have items in the museum related to that. I've seen those at the end of their lives reacting and interacting with those who passed and loved ones and other entities. Cody had experience like that when we talked about that with Cody. Cody, again, for those of you who don't know, Cody did pass and come back as well. So, again, I just want to go a few things before we kind of wrap things up here. These are the kind of type of discussions we have, and if you want to join us, we'll stay on for a few more minutes. Chris did post the link there for the StreamYard. You just follow the thing and you're backstage, and we could let you in and you could talk about this stuff here with us on screen and with everybody else. But again, the big announcement, if you're joining us late, is Adam Berry is joining us for an event at Liberty Hall on May 5th and 6th. It's going to be a meet and greet during the day, a tour of the museum, a lecture with Adam, and we'll be there, of course. And at night, there's going to be 2 separate ghost hunts, I believe, 7 to 9:30 and 10 to 12:30. So, if you've never been to Liberty Hall, even if you have, you'll be there with Adam. Will be ghost hunting too, so you'll get to experience that. I will post the Eventbrite link so that you guys can buy tickets if you want to go to that. Again, May 5th and 6th. The week after that is the Cody Satori and Dustin Parry event at the Sterling Hill Mine. So email NewJerseyParanormal@yahoo.com if you want tickets to that or any other event that we do. Not the Adam Berry one. That's going to be sold differently. But NewJerseyParanormal@yahoo.com, and make sure it's New Jersey Paranormal. We keep telling people that there are a lot of other groups that have New Jersey Paranormal in their name in the middle or at the end. They add a letter or two. Make sure it's us. If you want to come with us, just make sure it's us. There's a lot of other groups out there that have New Jersey in their name.
Yeah, we're sorry, David, for the loss of your aunt.
Yeah, very sorry, David. So tomorrow night is, again, live stream from the Creeper Gallery in New Hope. If you're just joining us, these are the type of discussions that we have. We do interviews and discussions with people, but we also do live stream investigations in buildings or haunted objects from the Creeper Gallery in New Hope.
Which we'll be doing tomorrow.
Yes. And we do, again, we'll bring Armand on. I know you guys were asking questions about Armand and how to get a reading. We'll bring Armand on again for another discussion where he could answer questions from his perspective as a medium, and we could answer our questions. And this time you guys could come on. So we'll post the link again when Armand is on. You guys come in, you'll be backstage. You'll be able to come right on screen with us, ask your question to Armand and to us, and we'll do this in front of everyone and everybody can interact because Armand I'll put it up here. on the
And
screen.
he won't be coming on to do readings.
No, no.
It's just an
Just a
interview where we
discussion.
can do like, go back and forth and ask questions. So
Yeah.
I just want to say that because I know a lot of people come on. And
Yeah. Won't be
they
any
know.
free readings.
Yeah.
Sorry. But it'll just be a discussion where, again, questions about spirit, the afterlife, things like that, but nothing specific to your relatives or anything like that. Just kind of general discussion. But so there's Armand's website. I'll let you guys take it down before we sign off here. But a lot more people watching tonight. Appreciate that.
A lot of people are sending you a good outcome for whatever you're dealing with. So thank you.
I need thoughts and prayers would definitely be appreciated because Wednesday is a pretty big day, and I could use them. We could use them. So they would definitely be appreciated. John Shea,
hey,
they're
John.
on today. John Shea, my friend. John Shea's another friend of ours. There's the Italian Mafia thing.
You could see him at the Creeper Gallery on Saturdays.
John Shea is one of Donna's partners at the Creeper Gallery, Madame Clara.
Madame Clara.
Great artwork. John's there on Saturdays. If you never met John, you definitely should go there and meet Donna on Sunday and John on Saturday. John's there every Saturday. John's a character. John's a great guy. John's a funny guy. You meet John, you don't forget John. He's that type of guy. So that's it for tonight, guys. Thanks for watching. Appreciate the thoughts and prayers. Please keep them coming. Like I said, hopefully, things work out and things are good and we just move forward, and keep doing what we're doing. All right, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
See you tomorrow
night.
night. Creeper Gallery, 7:30.
Stay safe, stay well, and please be kind. It's very important.
Night, guys.
Good night.